So today will be just another one of those videos where I talk about the problems that occupy my mind at the moment. And what I just realized, it is in the evening right now, I took incredibly long to eat dinner. And so this is what I will be talking about today. Ways, or what I will be brainstorming on today, ways to eat faster, arguably, though it is certainly not eating faster, because I think that you should actually, the actual process of eating should be slow, but it's like, this is already an incoherent mess again. Essentially, how can I spend less time on making dinner? And the main idea that I have right now, I think there are two main ways I can improve my time. The first one is to actually, and I already had this, is to have a, oh my fucking god, I'm really not in a good state right now. The first way I see to improve my dinner eating time is to basically make a process description, which sounds a bit weird and arguably also is quite weird, but the idea is that right now I'm basically changing the way I do my evening routine more or less every day. So every day I do it a bit differently. And because of this, there's no real training effect that sets in. However, if I did the exact same steps in the exact same way and in the exact same order every single day, I think that over time some kind of muscle memory would set in, and I would become way faster at doing these things, and in turn get faster at doing these kind of basic daily routines. And there's an argument to, not rushing through things. So the idea is to try to do these things as fast as possible while also not being distracted in my mind. So basically to try to do the thing fast but with an empty mind. And so the way that I'm probably going to try to implement this is to write my process description, and then to read it every time. Like, essentially the process right now is that I come home and then I want to eat dinner, and so every time after I come home I then would open up my phone where I would have my process description written down, and I would read what the next few steps are, do them, read what the next few steps are, do them, and so on. That's number 2. So 1, write down a process description. 2, read the process description while doing the process. Then 3, I would also track my times at certain intervals in order to see if I'm actually making any progress. And then 4, I would also, I have a tracking sheet for my habits, which I'm currently not using. But there I will be tracking this whole process. I will call it evening training or something like that. So that's the first way to improve this, is to start to do an evening training. And then the second way is to, and this is the one that is a bit more tricky, is to decide what meal to make. Because what I'm always eating in the evening is porridge with some fruits. And what I already realized, I mean, I have already tried to do this kind of evening process in the past, and then I stopped doing it. Like, I stopped doing a lot of good things that I have done at one point in my life or another. But essentially what I already realized is that depending on what fruits I put into my porridge, this is so oddly specific. Anyways, depending on what fruits I do put into my porridge, I take way longer, or I'm done way faster with like cutting all the fruit. And so the thing that has been, or the combination that has been the fastest so far, has been to do one apple, because I can cut an apple pretty fast, and then to take 2 kiwis, and I don't know if this is the English word. I also don't care. But the problem with this is that over time it's kind of a bit boring to always have the same 2 things. And I'm wondering if I actually need to really think about this, or if just really trying to optimize the process would be enough at this point in time. Because if I give myself about an hour to make dinner, and then I train myself in really sticking to a process and take some steps to optimize the process, which, like, once you write down every single step you do to do something, and then you do it a certain amount of times, like, it's then pretty easy to actually find and improve ways to find and not improve. What's the word? Holy shit. To find and implement ways to improve the process. Yeah. And so I feel like with different kinds of foods that I could put into the porridge, I should approach it in a pretty scientific way as well, where first, or just in an integrated way, where first I optimize the process, and then as part of the process I test different ways or different combinations of foods that I can put into the porridge. I think that's a good plan, actually. Now I just have to, again, remember to actually do this. I will fucking write it on my phone. Give me a second. Give me a second. Bam. Oh shit. During road journal. Evening training, then implement evening training. Yeah, this is already an amazing video again. Okay, so this is at least something I have taken care of, or hopefully that is taken care of, or hopefully that will be taken care of by the end of the day. Other than fucking up this evening. I mean, it's not really fucking up, it's like, other than feeling like I wasted a lot of time this evening already, today has actually been pretty good because I managed to push myself to do a bunch of things that I felt resistance to doing. And so I feel like, well, I feel like it's a bit of a two-edged sword at the moment. So I did manage to push myself to do a few things that I didn't want to do today, which was essentially just having some small talk with coworkers at work. And also resisting the urge to snack during the day. It always comes back to fucking food at the end. I think the camera is a bit uneven. Yeah, now it's definitely, no, it's better. And this would definitely be a video that would be a good candidate for editing. Maybe I will. I think I might actually edit this video. I think that's a good idea. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to edit it, but I think it's worth it. So I did push myself to, or on the positive side, I did push myself to do a few hard things today. I'm not gonna edit this video. I think I want to push on the actual daily uploads of these videos, and then if I actually want to edit a video, I will pre-record or I will record 2 videos on one day, upload one in the good old low quality style, and then edit the other one and upload it whenever it is finished. I think that's better. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about was that today I managed to push myself to do a few hard things. And again, it was basically having small talk with coworkers. But I think that is some level of progress on my pushing myself to handle higher and higher levels of discomfort plan. However, at the same time, I am not feeling this inner calm that used to accompany me pushing through discomfort. And so the question is, how can I get this calm feeling back? And what can I learn from this, or what can I do right now to keep the calm feeling together with the increasing level of discomfort? And I mean, really, the goal is to have both of them increase at the same rate. So to increase both my sense of calm and my ability to push discomfort at the same time. And so the question is, what can I do to get this back? this feeling of calm? And that is a good question. I mean, I'm in a school community right now, and I've been on and off the community 1 or 2 times in the past, because being active on the community really doesn't help with having this calm feeling. And I did commit. I mean, I did commit to working on a community, and I want to keep that commitment, because, again, arguably one of the lessons that I have learned over the last few days is that it's important to keep the promises you make to yourself. However, I think I will have to change the approach to how I spend my time in working on the community. And I think, maybe this is something that would be better to journal about. But anyways, I have to fill these videos somehow. So, and actually I'm starting to feel the urge to make these videos higher quality. I wonder how I can properly do that. My thoughts are a mess again. Let's keep thinking about the school community. So essentially, I really don't know, but what would be ways that I could change my approach? And it really is not about changing my approach, it is about asking myself what a calm school session would look like. And so essentially, the idea would be to, and this is another kind of challenge or another conflict that I have right now, which is, when is the proper time for me to wake up? But this is me getting distracted again. So essentially, a calm way to approach working on the school community would be to get up at 4 a.m. every single morning, then do my exercises after that, and then work on the school community after that. And the approach that I would take is to the approach that I would take is to, at least the approach that I would take right now would be to spend 1 hour consuming the content of the course from the school community, and then spend time pushing my boundaries, which essentially, but I'm not sure about that. It's like, essentially, the main step in the community is, for me right now, at least at the stage that I'm in right now in the course, is to, it's literally to chat with with other community members over the DMs, and to then make video calls with them. And so the point where I'm more or less stuck at the moment is to start not introducing and to start reaching out to people I find interesting through to reach out to people I find interesting through the DMs. And so that would then be the next step, I think. It would essentially be to consume the content for 1 hour and then to reach out to one person through the DMs. And then the thing that's I think that's the main reason why I'm so distracted or maybe a bit unfocused when in the community is that with these YouTube videos, it's like I'm just reaching out. Like it's just, I sit down whenever I want to sit down, make the video, think how bad the video is, then push myself to hit the upload button, and then upload the fucking video. And it's all completely on my own timeline. But with the community, it's like the stage that I'm currently kind of on, that I'm currently properly doing. So it's not this next step where I'm stuck, but it's the thing I'm currently managed somewhat well to do, is to comment on different posts. And it's a strange system. Anyway, so I'm commenting on posts, and then what happens is essentially the people whose posts I have commented on, they answer. If it goes well, they write an answer to my comment, and so then I get a fucking message from in the community, and it's like, what I then want to do is when someone answers to my comment, then of course I want to answer them, but it's like suddenly I'm not on my own timeline anymore. I'm suddenly basically on someone else's timeline, and that's exactly what I don't like. Which is interesting. Because it's so open-ended then. It's like, if I wrote a bunch of comments and everyone decides, what basically has happened is that I wrote a comment, it was not too bad, and they were like, not just the person whose post I commented under answered, but also like 1 or 2 different people on top of that. And so essentially, suddenly, I had like 2 messages that I basically had to respond to. And it's like, I feel like my character is poled, I don't know if that's an expression, is poled in a way where I want to have things as much under control as possible, and I want to be the initiator of things as much as possible. And so when suddenly I can't control how much I have to do for a certain step, it feels bad. Yeah, that's a very deep psychological analysis right there. So the answer is what the solution is to this. And I think maybe a solution would be to... Yeah, and it's also like, I like to set goals and I like to set daily goals. And so with commenting, my goal right now is very ambitious, to write 1 comment per day. But I mean, that's what got me to I mean, that was highly strategic because it is what got me to actually do something at all instead of doing nothing. And so that's like a good goal for me. But maybe, and I think this can actually be quite cool the more I think about this, because so the idea is to set a max number on the amount of comments that I answer to, because I'm just realizing this right now. I felt obliged to answer to these comments as soon as I go online. And it's like, but I feel like shit when I feel like I have to do that. And I feel like one of my values is that, oh, it's not a value, but it's like a belief of mine is that nothing good comes from me doing stupid shit I don't want to do. Or it's not really, no, it's like, it's not me doing, I think, like, obviously it's not doing, not, it is not that nothing good comes from me doing things that I don't want to do, but it's like, I think nothing good comes from me doing things that are not good for me. It's basically the old Jordan Peterson kind of principle where you want to do things that are good for you, and it's like, or the old principle also of what do you need versus what do you want. Like, what is good for you, there are things that you don't want to do that would be good for you if you did them. And yeah, that's that. And so I think I should just set the limit of saying, okay, I'm going to respond to 10 comments to my comments every single day, or like whatever number it is. It might just be 1 again. And that's it. And if there's more than that, then, well, they will have to wait. And I will answer to them later. And if there is no answer to my comment that I can then answer on to again, then I can just write a second comment. No problem about that. This is an incredibly good solution, actually. Holy shit. Damn, I like this. I actually do, because now I can, this is so stupid, but I can literally just set a second goal, because like basically my main goal in the community right now is to write 1 comment each day. I mean, and that is also part of the reason why I'm so not calm. That's a bad expression, but fuck it, it's a pretty good description. Why I'm not so, why I'm so, what is the fucking opposite of calm? It's not excited. Anyways, it's like, that's the reason why I'm not calm, because I have arguably the reason why I'm not calm is because I'm putting expectations on myself that are not properly not identified, but like properly, I'm putting expectations on myself that are not properly clarified. And 2, I'm putting expectations on myself that I realistically cannot live up to. And so yeah, that's that. And essentially, if I set this goal of only answering to 1 comment, or maybe 2, 3, or 5 comments, I mean, I can decide this, but it's important that I decide and that I don't let it be dictated by the amounts of responses that I feel I have to make. It's like, what do I want to say? Oh yeah, I mean, it's a good opportunity to also learn to set boundaries. And I think boundaries are an interesting topic to talk about. If I remember, and I will make a note on my phone to remember in order to make sure that I remember, I will talk about boundaries tomorrow because I think it's a great topic. So prepare for some interesting talk about boundaries. That's not what I wanted to say, but I already forgot what I originally wanted to say.